Everyone has blown a bubble. You exhale and a swirling sphere forms out of thin air. You watch it float away and then it's like it was never there. But what are bubbles exactly? They give ice cream its fluffy texture. Without bubbles, it would be rock hard. The bubbles in styrofoam trap heat, keeping your coffee and late-night takeout warm. And the sound ocean waves make when crashing onto the beach is caused by bubbles forming and bursting. Bubbles can be made of many gases inside of liquids, but let's focus on water-based bubbles for now. In order to create a bubble, it has to go through something called nucleation. This process pulls gases together to grow large enough to create a bubble. Take a look at this boiling water. See how the bubbles all form on the bottom and the sides of the pot? That's because the gas needs the notches and scratches inside of the pot to hide in until there's enough gas collected to push back against the surrounding liquid. This rough surface, even though you might not see it, is the same way soda inside of cans or champagne inside of a glass creates fizz. Maybe it'll help to understand bubbles better if we understand more about water. First, you need to know that water loves itself. It's what we call hydrophilic. The hydrogen and oxygen molecules will do anything to be able to grab onto another oxygen molecule. Water loves itself and wants to stick together. This is called cohesion. You can see this when water forms droplets instead of spreading out on hard surfaces like a table. All this love, however, is not a good recipe for creating bubbles. In order to make a bubble, we need to disrupt the hydrogen bond. We have to make the water love itself a little less. When we disturb that bond, it lowers the surface tension, which is the thing that forces water to stick together, which helps make bubbles. But the soap bubbles we know and love are made a little differently. They're made up of 3 layers, sort of like a bubble sandwich. In the middle, there's the liquid stuck in between the inside and outside layers that are made of soap. Both those layers have a hydrophilic or water-loving head and a hydrophobic or water-repelling tail. The hydrophilic heads lap up the liquid while the hydrophobic tails do their best to pull away from the water layer. This back and forth creates tension. It takes all the molecules that make up the bubble and pulls them into the smallest form possible, the sphere. That's the shape that takes the lowest amount of surface tension or effort to create and maintain. They're colorful because the inside and outside layers are getting closer to each other from all that tension, and the bubble thins out, which makes the colors swirl and twist. And when the bubble's film becomes too thin to hold the gas on the inside, it vanishes.